confirms two big injury concerns for Newcastle ahead of new Arsenal clash. Both someone needs to clamp Trippier, overly clamp Joe Linton. I'm not even reading that. I don't care. Berta overrules Arteta as Arsenal duo clash over striker target with Gunners now in advanced talks. What do we make of that, folks? What do we make of that? They definitely haven't clashed over nothing. Moving away from that, Newcastle are braced for a battle to retain midfielder Bruno Guimarães this summer, with the Magpies making the first move to keep the Brazil international away from the clutches of Arsenal and Al Hilal. I don't believe this. Newcastle have no plans to sell the Brazil international and are preparing for a fierce battle to keep him in the summer. So Arsenal have been linked with Guimarães. We've been linked with him before. Smash the like button. Arsenal have launched an initial inquiry for Club Brugge defender Maxim De Cuyper ahead of the upcoming summer window football transfers up the stands. The 24-year-old has attracted interest from numerous top European clubs over the past few months. Amid his impressive form in the Belgian top flight, and Arsenal have now joined the race for his signature. We've been informed De Cuyper is seen as the perfect fullback for Mikel Arteta's system, and Arsenal are now interested in finalising a deal for the Belgium international this summer. We all know Tierney's set to go to Celtic. Zinchenko, there's speculation over his future. Apparently, De Cuyper has racked up 112 senior appearances for Club Brugge, scoring 9 goals and providing 22 assists. Okay, is that what you're on? We know we need a defender. It wouldn't be an Arsenal transfer market without a defender or goalkeeping reinforcement. So I'm all for that. Bruno isn't going anywhere. This is lies. He wants to stay. He has said so many times, so tired of lies from the Southern media. Tell him again. I think if we get Zidane in the striker, we'll win the league. No one interested in Diamande anymore. Gonna cost that. Guimarães window has long sailed. When nobody spent 100 M's on him, no one thought it was worth it. Sign Hato or skip the left back signing. I don't know about that. Arsenal should really get the job done. Can't let us do the quadruple, especially with a manager that's only just got out of hospital. You're even mad. I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Big up Newcastle, but we're gonna fuck you, man, up on Sunday. I can't lie to you. Regardless, I'm telling you, we're gonna move to you. Trust me, you're holding 3-4. I'm saying 3-1. I'm being nice to you, Foxy. 3-1 Arsenal. You're getting moved to. Shout out Newcastle. Arsenal are planning to move for another centre defender in the upcoming summer transfer window. Sources have told Football Insider it is believed Arsenal will press ahead with the centre-back signing regardless of a potential exit for Jakub Kiwior. According to reports, Newcastle have hijacked Arsenal in the race to sign one of Mikel Arteta's leading summer targets. This is in relation to Joan Garcia. The Gunners are expected to bring in a new goalkeeper to compete with Rayo, and it's been widely reported that Espanyol standout Garcia is one of their preferred targets. The 24-year-old has enjoyed a breakout season in La Liga this season as he's helped boyhood club Espanyol move clear of the relegation zone. Apparently, Real Sociedad's Martin Zubimendi is said to have been wrapped up since last summer. They are close to the signing of Espanyol Garcia as a challenger to David Raya. I mean, who's Newcastle's keeper? Pope and that. I could hear it. This has said he's going to England. Apparently, a journalist has spoken. Let's see exactly what the journalist said. The information I'm receiving is quite reliable from source. If not, I wouldn't get involved. Shut up. Of course you would. I don't know if he signed or pending his signature, but everything is very much on track. Even though there was a lot of talk about Arsenal in the top 6, they told me he wasn't going there as a starter. You go to Newcastle on an equal footing with other goalkeepers, not like at the other top 6 clubs where you're labelled as a substitute. I asked people close to Joan himself, and they told me that despite PSG's interference, he's going to England, and after consulting with them, I agree with that authority. Do you reckon he really and truly signs for Arsenal? This is said Newcastle have taken the lead in relation to Garcia and gone as far to saying they're one step away from confirming his signature. Apparently, Bournemouth, Arsenal, Villa, Leverkusen are all interested, and he's still even linked with Barcelona, folks. Arsenal are interested in the possibility of adding a wide player, although such a signing might require one of their existing options to depart. There's long-standing interest in Nico Williams. Arteta is a fan of Rodrigo, although the financial parameters of any deal would be challenging. Jamie Gittins has also caught Arsenal's attention. That is from the Gunner blog, aka The Athletic. Arsenal fouls. Gunners ready to blow rivals out of the water in transfer market as they close in on Gyokeres' deal. Arteta is keen to sign a striker early in the summer window. Apparently, Arsenal's determination to get deals done quickly this summer has left their European rivals stunned, including Barcelona. What the fuck has, pardon my language, what the fuck has Barcelona got to do with what we're doing? This is the propaganda I'm talking about. What is Barcelona? Unless we're both going gunshot for Sesko, for Gyokeres, I don't care if Barcelona rate how we're moving or not. Sunsport understands that the speed at which the Gunners have been lining up and progressing with targets, talking to key figures in players' camps, has taken other clubs aback, who are now being forced to recalibrate and rethink their transfer strategy. This is sounding like PR. Still big up Subamendi, who we are expected to sign. We're still linked with Gyokeres. Bring Sesko as well. Same thing. Barca are among several clubs on the continent who have felt Arsenal's aggression and presence in the majority of their preparations, with sources close to the clubs telling Sunsport that they are expected to be blown out of the water in comparison. Arsenal have often had a reputation of taking their time when doing their summer business, but they are hoping to change that with a window to remember, one that could see them match the 200 million they spent in 2023. Subamendi has practically been wrapped up since January with a 51 million pound deal for the Spaniard degree. His signing is expected to be one of the first deals to be rubber stamped and announced in the coming weeks. Those early negotiations have freed up Arsenal's recruitment team, including Andrea Berta, to line up an elite, number 9, a position they desperately need. Arteta is desperate to get big names over the line. They're going to tell us something we don't know. We know there's a Club World Cup. We know we're linked with Gyokeres, and he comes with a 60 to 70 million valuation. Sunsport understands Gyokeres, 26, is ready for a change of scenery after a 2-season spell that has seen him net 95 goals in 100 appearances in all comps. Arsenal realize what a unique opportunity this is. A player in his prime with such a good goal-scoring record. Yeah. Man United are unlikely to convince Gyokeres to reunite with Amorim. Barcelona have opted to wait until Lewandowski is out of contract next summer before signing Julian Alvarez. Sesko remains an option. We've scouted him for years, as we know. We're still linked with Nico Williams. Please make sure you're adding the like button to your cabinet, people. Arteta would also like to sign Nico Williams and bring him through the door with a 50 million release clause, but hefty wage demands. And apparently our Arsenal manager is aware and the plans of him. Sunsport understands that Barcelona have Tashi Almao with Seek, brother. And interestingly, we're linked with Ademola Lookman. Where's the concrete valuation? He's valued at 50 million. He'd be happy again in Italy. Yeah. But your manager drew you out, bro. Liverpool apparently are keeping tabs on him. Dead. I don't believe this. Tavares, suck him on, you're gone. No panic for Wanyeri. You know you're signing a new deal, my brother. No one don't care about what he's saying in relation to Spurs. Arsenal not attractive for Rodrigo. I don't care what Paul Roberts did. I'm not even reading this. Paul Robertson, the Spurs keeper. Shut up, you dickhead, man. I don't care what you say about Arsenal. You think I care what you say? Arsenal's search for a striker is focused on either Leipzig's Sesko or Sporting's Gyokeres. Arsenal are planning to move for another centre defender in the upcoming summer transfer window. Sources have told Football Insider it is believed Arsenal will press ahead with a centre-back signing, regardless of the potential exit for Jakub Kiwior. Smash the like button. As well as William Saliba, Berta has held exploratory discussions with the reps of Magalhaes, Partey, Wanyeri, and Trossard. There's also a critically important negotiation with Saka on the horizon. In the case of Partey, Arsenal hope to retain him for a relatively short-term contract. Berta and Partey's priority is to stay at Arsenal if his demands can be met, people. Arsenal remain confident Subamendi will be an Arsenal player. Arsenal have chosen to go through the front door, making Real Sociedad well aware of their intentions. They have a good relationship with the club, which they have maintained throughout the process. Negotiating directly with Real Sociedad has an obvious advantage. The schedule of payments. By dealing directly with the club, Arsenal will avoid having to pay the entire 60 million euros in one go. Instead, they intend to find a more favorable payment schedule that should help grant Arsenal greater flexibility in this summer transfer window, which is music to my ears. Garcia's 25 million euros release clause remains for now. There are two situations in which the release clause could rise to 30 million. Firstly, if he is called up to the Spanish national team. Secondly, will also rise in the final 15 days of the window. If Arsenal secure Garcia for a flat 25 million euros, they may need to act swiftly. Alternatively, they could broker an agreement with Espanyol without activating the clause. Either way, it's a significant sum for a goalkeeper who is likely to arrive as a second choice. If a more affordable candidate can be found, Alberta may push to pivot. And you see there, as you see in front of me, Barcelona are in the race for him. Andrea Berta remains informed on Ollie Watkins' situation. Arteta is a fan of the player, but Arsenal have concerns over paying a fee in excess of 40 million for a player who turns 30 in December. What do you lot make of that? Miguel Delaney said the clauses in Sesko's contract at Leipzig has seen his price tag go way up past an initial 58 million, potentially to a straight 75 million. However, he meets Arsenal's profile in terms of physicality and link-up play, but it is not seen as the finished article just yet. Arteta wants an explosive forward on the left, but that is less of a priority than a striker. And the extent of any deal is dependent on outgoings. Arsenal's interest in Nico Williams has been widely reported. Arteta remains an admirer of Cunha too, despite Manchester United's widely being seen as the near certainty to sign the player. Another option seen as similar to Cunha, however, is João Pedro. Also interested in the possibility of adding a wide player, although such a signing might require one of their existing options to depart. There is a long-standing interest in Nico Williams. Arteta is a fan of Rodrigo, although the financial perimeters of any deal would be challenging. Jamie Gittins has also caught Arsenal's attention. Saka is set to become Arsenal's highest earner, with insiders suggesting he will smash clear of the 300k a week barrier when he signs his contract extension. Saliba will also head towards the 300k a week mark, sources have indicated to Give Me Sport. Credible or not, I don't know. The agent of Ryan Cherky has approached Man United and Liverpool and apparently has a 22.5 million euros release clause. So what's that? 18, 19 mil? Arsenal, why are you not involved in that? Partey is willing to reject lucrative offers from Saudi Arabia with his preference to sign a new contract at Arsenal. Make sure he signs that. João Pedro, that is being linked with Liverpool, Arsenal, and Chelsea, people. Xavi Simons has apparently said he wants to depart Leipzig. Would you get involved in that? Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that at least a summer we'll keep hold of William Saliba. How are we going to do all of this when we only have 100 million to spend, as you can see in front of me, people? What do you make? Arteta is not convincing me with his talking and not football. Hopefully he can prove you wrong. Negotiations to buy Arsenal midfielder on the way, situation turned on its head. This is in relation to Fabio Vieira. This basically says that Porto are moving closer to signing him. Do we really believe that? I think not. Arsenal have rekindled their interest in Igor Jesus. Really? He has spent 4 years at Sabab El Hilal and joined Botafogo on a free transfer last summer. The Brazil international has signed the contract until December 27 and it includes a 100 million release clause. According to a report, Arsenal have not only restarted discussions, but have also made an offer in recent days. The fee proposed hasn't been mentioned, but their strategy would be to sign him for less than his release clause. Brother, when you know we're not signing him, say idiot thing. We have a concern about what Ollie Watkins. What's that? The 40 million or his age? My only concern is that we ain't won fucking trophies, mate. We're still getting linked with Leroy Sané, as it appears that there's been a twist where his future's concerned at Bayern Munich. I'm not even going to waste you lot's time with that. I would take Angelo Stila. I don't know why we're not interested, regardless of what's going on with Zubimendi. How much money do you not want to bet me that we're linked with Ferran Torres? Apparently, he's got a 50 million euros price tag on his head, and I would extend that to